Now, Chief Justice of India, Mr. B.R. Gavai, has assured to relook into the ban on stray dogs on the streets of Delhi and NCR. Remember, there has been a huge uproar from several quarters of the society, and there have been massive protests as well. The top court on Monday had ordered shifting all stray dogs in the Delhi-NCR region, about 9 lakh of stray dogs, into shelters in view of the rising dog bites and rabies cases, drawing mixed reactions. Now, many celebrities have also jumped in, have written to the CJI, have expressed their opinion against this order, calling it cruel and inhumane. The CJI has said that he is going to look into this matter. Now, MCD, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, has already started this drive in West Delhi. In fact, the court was informed that dogs have been picked up from few places in West Delhi. Now, as I've been saying, and we have been our endeavor here on NDTV, it has to be a balance, because both the lives of the dogs and, of course, the freedom of the people to walk free on the streets without the fear of being bitten by dogs, that has to be in fact maintained, has to be sacrosanct on both sides. And in that endeavor, we are trying to find solutions. Whether this is the best one or not, that's up for debate. Meanwhile, my colleague Ishika spoke to some animal lovers, those who welcomed the Supreme Court order, but admitted to the MCD officials, but admitted that 8 weeks is too less.
मैम, सबसे पहले तो मेरा ये सवाल है कि पहले से ही आप लोगों ने ये कमेटी बनाई थी रिड्रेसल के लिए। अभी अगर हम बात करें तो उसमें मैम क्या अपडेट आया है, खासकर ग्राउंड वर्क की बात?
अभी हम लोगों ने डॉग्स की जो कमेटी बनाई, उनके हमारे 4 मीटिंग हो चुकी हैं, और पूरे हॉस्पिटल्स पे और जो हमारे सेंटर्स चल रहे हैं उन पर हमारी वॉच रहेगी, और हम उन्हें उन लोगों का जो भी वहाँ पर ऑपरेशन वगैरह होते हैं उस पर हमारी वॉच है, और हम चाहते हैं कि वो नंबर्स बढ़ें। वहाँ के जो स्ट्रीट डॉग वहाँ पर लाए गए हैं उनको अधिक संख्या में स्टरलाइज करें।
मैम, अगर हम बात करें तो जब ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट की डायरेक्शंस आई, ये तो काइंड ऑफ बाइंडिंग हो गई है, 2 महीने का वक्त दिया गया है, लेकिन क्या आपको लगता है कि क्योंकि पहले से आप लोगों की प्लानिंग थी शेल्टर होम्स बनाने की, 8 वीक्स का जो वक्त है वो सफिशिएंट रहेगा आपके लिए?
नहीं, वक्त तो वो सफिशिएंट नहीं है, बहुत कम समय है, और दिल्ली के मतलब लाखों डॉग्स हैं। अभी तो हमारे पास वो नंबरिंग नहीं है कि कितने डॉग्स हैं हमारे पास। 6,000 हैं, 10,000 हैं, लाख हैं, 10 लाख। तो
So that's going to be a big problem, the logistics of it. But while the debate is on, some very appalling visuals coming in from just outside the Supreme Court, where some dog lovers and a lawyer is seen in a heated argument when the lawyer loses his control and starts to hit out at the dog lovers. And this is the man who is supposed to uphold the law. But look at the way how heated this debate has been, that the people are, and that's the worry, that's the fear, that it should not become a hate campaign against anybody, neither against the dogs nor the dog lovers or people, those who do not want the dogs around them. It should not become the hate campaign, because remember, there are still cases of stray dogs attacking, mauling young kids, and that is why it has become a national problem. This story, in fact, coming in from Nagpur, where a 4-year-old was mauled by the stray dogs in Nagpur. These visuals are, quite telling and quite horrific. This little hand bleeding that you see in these visuals. Now, this is another attack on a child. Pack of stray dogs attacked this child, and the locals chased the dogs away. So that also brings us to our attention the entire problem across the country, and of course then the question of solutions as far as this problem is concerned. Let me very quickly at this moment go across to our guests, those who are joining us. So on this, we have Abhishek Asthana. He is for the Supreme Court verdict, thinks that all the strays should be rounded up and put into the shelter homes. On the other side, we have Dr. Usher, who is in fact against the verdict. He's a member of the Executive Committee of Delhi Animal Control Board. Gentlemen, thank you for speaking to us on this issue. Abhishek, let me ask you this. We saw this lawyer attacking some people, those who are dog lovers, those who have been against this. The question is to find a humane way, and possibly that is why the Chief Justice has also thought that there needs to be a relook as far as the decision is concerned. Dogs and humans will have to live together. The answer cannot be to put them away like in a prison sort of a situation or cull all these dogs.
Yeah, so actually there is a issue of righteousness, basically. Both sides sound righteous. I mean, the dog lovers say that we can coexist with dogs. The people who are against them are like worried about their children. I mean, they go out. You have, pretty haunting visuals of dogs mauling children and kids. It's revolting for people who are not dog lovers as such. So there has to be a human solution. What Supreme Court has done is acknowledge the problem. There is a problem that exists. I just put out a post on Twitter and asking people who were bitten by dogs. Some 1,600 people replied saying they were, or someone they knew has been bitten by dogs. The point is that there is a problem. What Supreme Court has done is acknowledge the problem. The solution might not be actually humane or practical even. We just heard the NCD person saying that it's not enough. The time is not enough to basically build those shelters. But the problem, the good thing is that the problem has been acknowledged, and we have to find a solution. Maybe 8 weeks are not enough, maybe more, but the problem needs to be solved. Yeah.
With that, but Dr. Jesus, it can't be, the solution can't be locking the dogs away, right? Like we have seen, and the prescribed guidelines also say you bring the dogs in, you neuter them, you sterilize them, you vaccinate them, and then you send them away. They are territorial animals. If you leave them in shelter with so many other dogs, there is going to be a bigger problem which will lead to other chaos.
Right. So we're talking about dog bite victims. Let me tell you that I can't even count the number of times I've been bitten by dogs, and I can assure you that every time that a dog has bitten me, it's been my fault in some way or the other. Right? But I got bitten when I was 4 years old by my own pet dog because I pulled his tail. Right. So a lot of times, it's extremely tragic that, some of these kids have died in the manner that they've died or been bitten in the manner that they've bitten. But a lot of times, only part of the story comes our way, right? We don't know why these dogs are biting, how they've been treated, because dogs respond to the way they are treated, right? So that's the first thing that I'd like to clarify. And the second thing is, of course, this ruling, it's kind of like, the only thing similar I can think of is Tughlaq, moving his capital from Delhi to Fatehpur Sikri and then finding out there's no water and then, abandoning it and coming back. It's going down the same line because right now we don't even know. Like, you kind of, you played that video of that lady from the NCD and she says, "Abhi to itne ye bhi nahi pata ki Delhi mein 1,000 kutte hain, ki lakh kutte hain, ki 10 lakh kutte hain." So, we don't even have the census. We don't have a survey that tells us how many dogs there are, how many shelters need to be built. But you have a conservative estimate of 7 lakh dogs, let's say, which is 3% of Delhi's population. Even if you look at 5,000 dogs, not 7 lakhs, based on 3,000 rupees per dog per month, which is a reasonable estimate of how much it would take to take care of a dog for a month. That's 1.5 crores just for 5,000 dogs. We're looking at 7 lakh dogs.
Right.
How many shelters? Where's the land going to come from? Where's the revenue going to come from? Where's the manpower? Who's going to catch all these dogs? Who's going to vaccinate them? The sterilization costs, it's just ridiculous. They're absolutely absurd. It's not implementable in the first place.
Right. You're right. So, Abhishek, Abhishek, let me bring you in. Does that mean that the incompetence of the authorities and the price will have to be paid by both the dogs and also the people? The ABC protocols, everything else have been there for years and years. Nobody paid heed to it. So why should the dogs and people, those who like dogs, should be hated for the job that authorities were not able to do?
Absolutely. See, the point of animal cruelty also comes in when these dogs actually pose a threat to their kids. You would have seen visuals of dogs being beaten as well. That is when hearts melt. But the point is that it's anger that is coming up. So what I am against is the status quo. We can't just wish it away, saying everything is all right, and we have to live with this problem. That cannot be a solution, basically. See, we have to figure out a solution for it. Supreme Court has basically state this up. It has come up to the national consciousness right now. But by now, people were suffering. And the anger that you see on the streets as well, both sides, basically, it's because the problem has not been solved. I mean, there is a lot of animal love because animals are beaten as well, very mercilessly by people who see them as threats.
Yes.
So it's not kind of a situation we should be living with. So there has to be a solution. We have to find it. I'm a taxpayer. I would love my taxes to go in finding a solution for these dogs.
You know, you couldn't have put it better. That's a fantastic way to look at it. It's not about us versus them sort of a situation. But Dr. Asher, let me ask you this very quickly in conclusion. What would you suggest to the Supreme Court? What could be the first step? Let's talk about solution. What could they do at this moment instead of locking these dogs up?
I don't have to suggest anything. The Supreme Court heard a matter for 12 years and made a decision. There is already a Supreme Court verdict that says follow the ABC rules. The ABC rules are scientific, they're constitutional, they're humane, they're legal. You know, it covers everything. If you just open the ABC rules and read it, it talks about what to do when a dog is fighting. You take it away for observation. It talks about how a dog needs to be sterilized, how fast they need to be sterilized, how many dogs need to be sterilized, how do you go about it in a systematic manner. There's a revised module for dog population control, which is a 700-odd page document that instructs all the municipal corporations on how to do this. And it's clear that the corporations have not done it. The Supreme Court has already ruled it. I don't understand why there was a need for another random diktat like this. When there was a proper ruling which says to follow the ABC rules. All you have to do is follow the ABC rules strictly, hold the authorities responsible. The municipal, just one more point, municipal corporation has given figures that they've sterilized 7 lakh dogs in the last 7 years. There aren't 7 lakh dogs in Delhi, I can guarantee you that. So if they've done these many sterilizations, there should be no unsterilized dog on the street, which means they've eaten up all this money.
That I agree.
They've not sterilized the dogs. And that is what the government should focus on.
I totally agree with you. I think more than anything else, it's the lack of political will. And that is the reason why putting this out in public, having this debate and this discussion is very, very important. It can't be this way or the other. It can't be us versus them. We can't wish them away. There has to be a better way to deal with this problem. Many countries have shown the example. There are, in fact, examples within our own country as well that needs to be followed. And the government and the authorities need to put their might and money behind this. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for speaking to me.